If you're paying like £2,500 a month for a tiny shoebox in London in Zone 1, you're doing London the hard way.
In this video, we're actually breaking down the top 7 areas where young professionals and couples actually get value for their money. Bigger flats, decent commute, and actually a place where you would enjoy living in London.
We've rated each area on 5 things that really matter. How fast you can get to work, how much space you get for the price you pay, the safety, the lifestyle, and whether the area is getting better or worse. By the end, you'll know exactly where to start your flat hunt.
Alright, let's get to our first stop.
Okay, Stratford is one of the best all-rounders. You've got great connectivity. The Central Line, the Elizabeth Line, Overground, Jubilee Line, Greater Anglia, name a line, you've got everything here. Commute to Central London is probably 15 to 25 minutes. Rent-wise, you're looking at about £2,200 to £2,800 for a 2-bed flat. You get way more space than Zone 1. Lots of modern builds, balconies, gyms in the building, that kind of vibe. In terms of safety, it's busy, well lit, and safe around the areas of Westfield and East Village. Lifestyle wise, you've got Westfield for shopping, Queen Elizabeth Park for jogging and running, Hackney Wick nearby for cafes and breweries. You've genuinely got it all in Stratford. It's modern, it's young, and there's always something going on around here. And there's a lot of future potential too. The area just keeps on growing. New restaurants, better transport, new infrastructure. So overall, 5 out of 5. If you want modern, fast commute, and proper value for money, Stratford is the place.
Okay, next up on our list is Canary Wharf. Now, Canary Wharf is for you if you work in finance or if you just want a very clean, modern vibe with lots of things to do. Basically, if you want something which is very professional. In terms of transportation, there's Jubilee, DLR, Elizabeth Line, and you could actually be at Bank Station or Liverpool Street in like 15 to 20 minutes, which is amazing. However, rent is slightly higher here. The rent can actually start from £2,400 to about £3,000 for a 2-bed apartment. However, the flats here actually come with gyms, the rooftop gardens, concierge, and all of that fancy stuff. And in terms of lifestyle, actually there's a lot happening here. So you've got the riverside walks, you've got a lot of restaurants, really good gyms. However, I must say that during the weekend, things are a little bit dead and it could feel very corporate-y. So if you're looking for something which gives very London vibes, I think this place might not be for you. And lastly, in terms of future potential, Canary Wharf is already very developed. So we don't see a lot of future investments pouring in. However, we would still give Canary Wharf a solid 4.6 out of 5 just because of convenience and modern living.
Okay, now let's move to South. Wandsworth and Clapham are another great options. National Rail to Waterloo and Victoria is about 15 to 20 minutes. And there's easy access to the Northern Line too. Rent is about £2,300 to £2,800 for a 2-bed flat. And you get bigger flats here, like actual living rooms, not bedrooms shoved together. Safety-wise, it's family-friendly and feels very safe. Lifestyle is where Wandsworth shines. You've got Battersea Park, Wandsworth Commons, so a lot of greenery around. And you've also got a lot of cafes, riverside pubs, and brunch places nearby. The future potential looks steady and stable. Honestly, not a lot to hope for, but consistently desirable. Overall, we'd give it 4.5 stars if you're looking for bigger spaces, greener areas, and a vibrant social life.
Yeah, honestly, we did consider Battersea as a second option, but we decided not to rent there only because our work was actually quite far, but otherwise it's a great place to live. Okay, and next on our list is Greenwich, which is actually one of the hidden gems. Greenwich is actually perfect mix of history, greenery, and actual value for money. In terms of transportation, there's DLR, there's National Rail, and you could be in central London in about 20 to 30 minutes. Honestly, it's not fastest on the list, but it is pretty doable. Now, rent is where Greenwich actually shines. So the flats could actually cost between £1,800 to £2,400 for a 2-bed flat. And there's a lot of modern builds in Greenwich. And in terms of safety, Greenwich actually feels very safe because it is family friendly. There's a lot of historical vibes and the areas are very well lit. And in terms of lifestyle, I think this is where people do not know much about Greenwich, but there's so many things to do. Apart from things like Cutty-Sark, greenery all around, there's also lots of restaurants and riverside pubs. So there's already so much to do in Greenwich. Albeit the transportation is not the best, but if you don't mind living 30 minutes away from central London, it could be a great option.
Number 5 on the list is West London's Shepherd's Bush and Hammersmith. This area has got great connectivity with Central Line, Circle Line, Hammersmith and City Line, so there's tons of options. The rents again range from £2,200 to £2,800 for a two-bed flat. You might not get the newest builds, but what you get is character and space. It also rates high on the safety standards with busy and well-connected areas. And you've got Westfield for shopping, Riverside Thames walks in Hammersmith, pubs and cafes along the Uxbridge Road. The area is lively and very practical. We think that the future potential is stable. Nothing is rapidly changing over there, but is a very consistent area to live in. Overall, it's a 4 out of 5 for us. It's a great all-rounder in West London. You can't really go wrong.
Okay, and next one on our list is also in West London. So Ealing is a great option for people who are looking for something on Elizabeth Line. In terms of transportation, there's not only Elizabeth Line, but also Central Line, and you could be in Central London in about 15 to 20 minutes, so great connectivity. In terms of rent, the rent can range between £2,200 to about £2,800 per month for two-bed flats. But in comparison to Zone 1, you actually get more space and more storage. Ealing is also very safe, very calm, very family-friendly. And in terms of lifestyle, there's Ealing Common, Walpole Park, local markets, and great restaurants and cafes. I would say in terms of future potential, the area is pretty stable, but just because it's got the Elizabeth Line, I think it's slowly developing. And overall, it's a great place for people who want something peaceful and quiet and are not looking for a nightlife.
And lastly, we've got one recommendation up in the north, which is the Finsbury Park. It's very well connected with the Victoria Line, Piccadilly Line and the Overground. Rent slightly on the lower side between the ranges of £2,000 to £2,800 and overall a very busy and a generally safe area to live in. For lifestyle, Finsbury Park itself is huge. And then you've got Stroud Green Road for pubs, cafes and great restaurants. The place is quite social, very lively and there's always something happening there. And the future potential is improving steadily. More and more young professionals are moving in every year. To conclude, we'll give it 4.2 stars out of 5. It's a great option if you want energy, community, and excellent transport.
Okay, so now the big question. How do you really choose amongst these 7 places? And it would depend on what you're exactly looking for. If you're looking for fastest commute, you should look at Stratford, Finsbury Park, Canary Wharf, and Shepherd's Bush. If you're looking for best place for money, then it is Ealing and Stratford. If you're looking for something very safe and calm, again, Ealing and Canary Wharf. And if you're looking for a place which has huge future potential, it has to be Stratford and Greenwich. So, London rent is expensive, but now you know which areas would give you best value for money. If you will be renting anytime soon, we also created a video on everything you need to know before renting in 2026. We will link that video in the description below. Also, why don't you comment below with 3 things: your budget, where you work, and what matters to you the most: space, commute, or safety. And we will reply with the best area for you from this list. We genuinely reply to all the comments. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe and follow us for more London lifestyle and personal finance videos. See you until next time.